How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another ETH update, and we're seeing ETH parabolic rise continue. Now, I was expecting this 3.6k area to be a target of mine, but it's completely surpassed that. So in this video, we'll discuss where it's heading to next. But as you've seen by the title, I really do believe that it's set to explode like never before. Even though a parabolic pump has already started, we're expecting further. Let's dive into that. First, looking at this Fibonacci here, going back to the beginning of this year. So a very important range taking up the entire year so far by breaking through the 886, which was a target of mine. Now that it's met and has been broken, it has new expectations. But over my last few updates in the past week, I was saying that in actual fact, maybe it might not be 3.6k where it finds resistance. So what I'll do is I'll create an area that takes into account the range that we were in the past couple of months down here. I was making videos on a daily basis saying, once this breaks, we're going to see 3.6k. Now, day by day, it wasn't happening, so people were getting annoyed. In the end, the ones with patience, it played out massively. This was a gain out from the breakout point. 30%, of course, getting in earlier would have brought better returns. But with this now broken, I have new price targets at 5.5 to 8k per ETH. But this actually gets even more interesting if I zoom out a lot more and we look at the previous cycle's top. In 2021, it topped out 4.8k. We still haven't made a new all-time high since, but this possibly is the beginning of that pump. And I'm going to show you the all-important level going ahead into the future. So as we're continuing this rise, we marked out this area between 3.6 to 4.4 as a potential rejection area. And we can see, zooming out previously, there was a rejection here, here, and many times in the past in 2021 also. Now, measuring out the entire bear market, we can see there's a key Fibonacci here at 4K, the 886 Fib. And that is where we topped out in 2024 and at the beginning of 2025 or end of 2024. So on two separate occasions. First of all, this was a dump off of around 48%, and then the second one being minus 66%. That's what Bitcoin does in a bear market, let alone a dip. So a very important macro level of resistance that ETH needs to break if you want those new all-time highs. So in my eyes, it's a huge rejection area. We've seen what it's done in the past. It brought the bear market. It brought a 50% and almost a 70% correction, guys. Not bear market here. This was a correction. So once this is broken, you're breaking out of a multi-year resistance. It means it's going to get let loose. And guys, we actually have price targets above 8,000. So previously looking at 5 to 8k. Now that overlaps with this bear market Fibonacci, this multi-year Fibonacci. Once you break the 886, that's the very first target. So we actually expect higher than that. That would be the minimum target. Maybe correction comes from here and it could possibly be the top, but then if it actually maintains 4k after rejecting, so once we get to 8k, it has a wiggle room of about a 50% drop off, and as long as that area is maintained as support, previous resistance now support, it will continue to anywhere between 9, or let's just round it up to 10 to $14,000. From today's current price, that's an incredible gain, and we're literally one step away of a potential of such a move. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section if we will break this with ease, or if you think that we might get rejected one last time, because since 2.1k, there really hasn't been a pullback, and it's going to have almost doubled at the point of meeting this macro 886 Fib, pumping from 2k to 4k. So maybe it needs to cool down. Maybe we get a short-term rejection. I will be here to update it. Make sure on your way out to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And hopefully soon enough, ETH will start targeting my minimum target of $8,000. If you want to get educated and learn the strategy, I've got an ebook, or book in a one-to-one live call with myself if you want to enter the community for further updates, my personal viewpoints on the current situation, and more chart analysis. Check out the Discord community, links down below.